Jessica Shortall. I am the managing director of Texas Competes, and I'm also an author and paid leave advocate. A year and a half ago, I published a book that took me 4 years and 2 children to write. It's a survival guide for people who are going back to work and juggling work and breastfeeding. So it's called Work, Pump, Repeat, which is the whole life of any breastfeeding person who's back in the workforce. Work culture and both the physical infrastructure of work and the way that contributions are assessed are based on an old model in which men are the breadwinner, women are secondary, and that doesn't work for women, but I don't think it works for men anymore either. So I don't think it's about making space for women. I think radically it's about rethinking what work is. Diversity and inclusion get tossed around a lot, but a commitment to those things fundamentally changes work. You might have women coming in with a couple years gap in their work experience because they took time out for caregiving. You have to understand, when people come into an interview to pitch themselves, there is a very gendered style. It's not across the board. But women think, if I do the work, they will see that. And there's not a kind of loud advocacy for oneself. And I think we keep putting the onus on women, act more like men, advocate for yourself more like men. And I would say to those founders, notice that. You may have someone who's perfect for this job and just isn't saying it to you. I think you have to be radically committed to it. And that involves the founder stretching in how they approach talent. It is no longer viable or feasible for a lot of companies to stay silent on political issues, and that hasn't always been the case. That's usually been sort of keep your head down, try not to get engaged in social issues, and we are in a time where that is no longer viable for many companies. Message discipline is essential, and combining that with actual company values. So it is very effective to say there is an economic case behind whatever it is. We're in a place where consumers are expecting even more, and the speed at which they're expecting more is ramping up all the time. So they want to know that there is a core set of values behind that, and if you don't have those and live those out in other parts of your company, it's going to bubble up very quickly. Living those values of inclusion means you're making space at the table for everyone, and everyone sees that. It changes morale, it changes productivity, it changes how people work with each other. And I think if you can get a diverse array of people in the room where it happens making decisions, it reflects product and messaging and brand. I mean, when it comes for asking for money, whether it's investment or personally, the best advice I've gotten is to say the highest number that you can say at that moment without laughing out loud. That comes from Cindy Gallup also. And she would say, because men are doing that, so do that. I believe in justice, but I don't think it just happens. I think it looks obvious in the past tense and often confusing in the present tense. I stay true to myself by making choices in my professional life that allow me to be part of working for justice.